or you just go a tank, which a lot of people like to opt into.
Give us fire.
But I think, especially when you already have the Shen support, you want to pick a highly volatile matchup, look to skill check Doran, have Yike on the Lee Sin, play around you top lane. So I think on this pick here for KC, it should be something explosive, like you said, Trouble. The Yorick I would like, I think the Ambessa could work. There's a lot of options for Kana here, and we'll have to see what he goes. You could even go to Vayne, but like you haven't really seen enough for Vayne to really make sense. As are we not locking in a chat?
Please, no pick ban. Oh my god, no way.
This is a Mirwin classic.
It is, he's been learning.
Yeah, I mean, we saw Mirwin pull out the Shyvana quite a bit with Ignite Teleport, going this Bruiser AP build. And the idea is that as soon as you get your ultimate, you can always all-in the Jace. It plays similar to the Malphite Jace matchup, that as soon as you get that level 6, you have so much all-in threat that it's very difficult for the Jace to play. Although we haven't seen Kana on this pick before, so we'll have to see how he does.
And now I make Syndra a volatile solo laner, so I'm leaning more towards that Syndra going down bot lane, because you definitely would not want to leave Syndra on the side lane now that you know a Shyvana is looming around. So I'm expecting potentially Pace to take that one down bot, and this being a pick right here for Faker, with Cassio and Akali already taken out though, I'm kind of thinking that this Syndra might end up mid.
I mean, I'm thinking it's either Ezreal here for T1 or a mid lane pick. Although this Taliyah,
that's Pace,
we've seen
I think.
Pace a lot on this Taliyah. Definitely, I agree with you guys. Probably going to be Pace taking it up. We'll see here what KC decides to round out this comp. What does Yehu want in mid lane? You can presumably assume that it's going to be the Syndra mid. Let's see what he has.
All right. So, swap's going to come through. You're seeing in KC right now, just before that swap does come through, is that final round out. Victor locked in. Okay, so Victor mid, we're assuming.
Yeah.
Obviously, the Ziggs will go bot. And that Shen again was support, as you called out earlier, Jack. So, and we're seeing Iceborne Gauntlet, Demonic Embrace. There's a Warmogs in there with a Void Staff. I think it's going to be a little bit different. But how much so? Is it going to be different in score? Is it going to be different in feeling? T1 had their number at MSI. As we run into Summoner's Rift, it is KC's home arena, and they've shown that home crowd advantage has had major effects. T1, they always like the underdog story if it goes towards them as well. They don't care.
I mean, so I kind of prefer the T1 draft, at least with how I see it playing out.
Okay.
I think they have really good pick tools to be really annoying against KC.
Right.
We're just starting off with a fight.
Face taking into half HP, it's in a bit of trouble. Hookshot, walk shot, we are going level 1, all in. Busio already gets the shadow dash, probably saves Yikes alive with that as well. Yeah, who's just an on-linker at this point in T1. Commit a little bit. Flash, ignite down for Keria. No flash for Yike.
The important thing there for Yike is he still started the E, so he's still going to be able to start his camps even though he starts incredibly low HP. If he was forced to recall there, it could be tragic, but we're not finished.
We're not indeed. Hookshot, walkshot on the Yahoo. They're going to find the stun up as well. Hail Blades comes through. Rich shadow dash from Busio as well. Keria getting low HP, but Yahoo's health matters more. Faker with a HP advantage massively. All pots burnt from Yahoo. That is a big trade from Keria.
And this is a Hail of Blades Shen from Busio. He is ready to match the fist fight that Keria wants to pull out on this.
Oh, he's flashed. He's
Faker.
flashed. Busio's flashed. He's in now. No matter what, wants to get Faker's flash. Get him out of the lane. Wait for the shadow dash. There it goes. Busio committed his summoner for that as well. Now he's going to have to get the hell out of lane a third time.
And the big question mark has been always, can you match Keria? And he's roaming around the map. Busio with a super proactive level 1 has been incredible at taking names, and right here Flash off of Faker is pretty huge because we saw Yike on a super creative pathing yesterday versus AJL where he
my god, such a charge onto Khalil. Seismic Shove avoided, he gets on out but really survived. For now, Keria's going to let him go. No flash burn from Khalil, but this Camille pick is level 1 and has had the most impact I've ever seen out of a level 1 support.
Yeah, this is why I say most teams should not be picking Camille, because this is how you need to play, and T1 and Keria are one of the few people that can actually pull it off. You need to be proactive every second of the game. But as we take a step back, as we slow down the game a little bit, what I was saying about the draft is T1 have a lot of range. They have the Jace poke, they have the Scatter the Weak, never mind, we cannot do that. Busio is getting chunked.
Yeah, I'm going to seismic shove someone. Busio at half HP again. Okay, Keria looking for another angle. Yike under threat here. This flash was burned earlier on. Keria looking for the kill, maybe onto Busio. There's a Halo Blades as well. Shadow Dash is too fast. Sonic Wave. Keria has gone deep for this one, and he will get punished. Triple with a Tempest. First blood to Yike.
Bit of a blunder from Keria right there. Oner had already backed and had an extra longsword in his inventory, was looking to fight for that Skull Crab down bot lane with the priority. Keria dying here kind of backs up the plans of Oner. Yike is still gonna go towards the top side, and Oner is gonna end up getting Skull Crab, but a huge kill going to Lee Sin.
Yeah, I think Keria thought, due to the fact that Yike was so chunked level 1, that his clear would be more delayed, so he would have time to play in that 1v1 up against Busio, but he didn't have it, and he ends up going down. It's a first blood for Yike, and a great start for KC.
Feels like a bit of relief for KC's bottom lane as well, since those chunks were coming through onto Kalista, onto Busio. Maybe a bit of reprieve here as Busio gonna know that Keria is in Fogaball. Level 2 support. This is the meta we're in. As Keria looks for more info.
They're both just hungry for blood. Keria wants to try to zone Busio from re-entering bot side here. And now they're looking towards mid. Yehu wants to try to fix this wave and crash it, but it's a 3 versus 2 for Faker.
Here comes Oner. Scout of the week not going to connect. Yehu is safe then. Dropping a couple of Dark Spheres. Faker gets the chunk out again.
Yeah, I don't think they can fix that wave at this point. I feel like they need to be a bit patient. Yehu is going to go back to base and come back, and I'm pretty sure Busio is still going to be there, so that Chen is still going to assist him if his wave needs help, which he will need help with what Faker is doing here, freezing it almost right in front of his tower. However, the positive thing right here for Yehu is that now...
Good job. Hookshot, walk shot, Kalista in trouble with a satchel. Bit of a buffer there after the stun. Keria getting involved in his own lane yet again while Busio's looking towards top. Doran half HP. He's got flash, but when will he burn it? Shadow Dash is waiting. No flash here from Busio, so he's waiting to time it. Doran gets out, and Busio not able to match it. Maybe thinking the wrong angle.
I think Busio kind of tried to go for the predict there just after Doran flashed. And thought he would flash more up rather than just to the right. Still though, Busio being incredibly proactive on the map here, getting flashes all across the board, helping out his mid laner as well. Although the fact that Yehu had no TP and the wave was frozen, it means that Faker now, with a really big CS lead, nearly a full level up on Yehu, and not the start that KC was looking for in the middle lane.
Solo lane's doing pretty well here. Doran, you know, finding his mark in the lane as well. Even though Kana gets a bit of a support, that's a pushing wave top, so Doran should be up a little bit.
The supports are still level 2, by the way.
They are not leveling anytime soon. They're trying to sap mid. Seismic shove, though. Look at Pays. Onto Kalista, gets chunked out. The mage allegations we come into today, wondering how he's going to play. So far, he's been bullied quite a lot here by T1's bottom side.
This is what's actually worrying me a lot. Syndra, Talia, Jace are so good at creating so much space and hitting you from Mars, basically.
Yeah, great range.
So if Yike or Kana cannot get on top of the backline, this will be really problematic later on when T1 is first at the objectives like right now.
Yeah, Casey, they want to try to re-enter, but Kalista doesn't have the teleport. Oh, Yike jumped over. I don't know if he meant to do that.
He get a Sonic Wave, but now he's going to flash away. Hookshot, wallshot is the threaten. Yike loses his summoner, second time in 6 minutes.
I'm not sure if he meant to do that. It looked a bit like a misclick, but maybe he just wanted to look for the steal, ends up just burning the flash. Not the end of the world for him. It does mean, though, that once he gets to level 6 here on the Lee Sin, it's going to be more difficult to try to make any sort of play, but now they're invading the Raptors.
Faker is level 6, so unleashing power possibility, but the flash Shadow Dash. Faker has to flash away. Where's the Yike going to go? He finds himself after a gravity field goes down. The storm is out. Enough damage finally. Unleashing power will trade a kill. A 1-for-1. A Yike now ticks over to level 6 and is looking for more blood.
And Yike's Q there got cancelled by Faker's Scatter the Weak. I thought the play might turn ill for KC, but they still had so much damage with Victor's ultimate that they were able to get the 1-for-0. A great play from KC.
I feel like that was a very advantageous play for KC right here. They get to push out bot lane and mid lane at the same time. It was actually Pays that had to absorb the mid lane wave, so Faker did miss out on quite a bit of XP and gold in his pockets, plus another kill going over to the Victor.
Oi.
Busio is everywhere in this game.
And Doran has no flash. We saw it before. Going to be spotted on a ward for now, and Keria is supporting this with Oner moving to level 6 after this Krug camp. So Busio can't do too much. Doran threatens. Yike now hovering over the wall. Keria's going to be spotted out, but Sonic Wave is going to go into Doran, taking the resonating strike. Kana looking for an angle. The Dragons descent over to Flee in Fear. Kana lets out a breath of bellows as Oner with the ulti won't matter because Kana's in his range. Running for his life is going to have to be a turn towards Keria. Oner somehow survives and lives. Yike down again. Or rather the first time in this game. He didn't have flash to escape, but he hits the dirt.
And T1 outplay KC in this skirmish. Oner living on so little HP. Yike kicked Doran away. I thought he could land the Q afterwards to follow up on it, but he wasn't able to do so. And both Doran and Oner escape with their life, and Yike ends up falling.
Both teams players are super eager to skirmish. I mean, you only have to look at the support levels. They're still level 3.
Kana has no flash. She's going to be slowed down, moving into hammer form as well. Keria's game yet again, not perfectly timed, but just perfectly placed. This guy is performing out of his mind. I'm getting some deja vu and some horrible EU feelings watching his support play.
Honestly, if you're anyone apart from the support, you're so frustrated because you're constantly playing 1 versus X in whichever lane you end up on. And here is the Scar of the Week that Jack was talking about from Faker that cancels the Q from Yike from landing. 1 for 1 at the end of the day. Faker goes down. Let's see this one more time. That's from Yehu's perspective right here. Really nice hold, constantly surrounding all 3 members of T1. Gets the kill for himself too. Really great start, especially on the stacking mid laner.
That gravity field well placed as well, so at least Yehu gets one back as we're talking about. A bit of a gold lead coming through from Yehu now as well. Kalista in a bit of trouble to come back to life. Good satchel charge, cool shot, walk shot interrupted. Busio, the saving grace Shen. As Pace looks for an angle as well. Yike picking his target. Faker's a little bit low as Safeguard gets Yike out of the way after the unraveled earth. Gravity field for zoning. Keria, we were in a replay, but he was probably the one that looked for it. Let's be real.
Yeah, I mean, T1 are pressuring KC off the map here. Kalist gets chunked. There's not going to be any kills on the board for T1, but I think you're starting to see them slowly take over the map. Pace is face-picking.
Trouble. It's going to be a nice little shadow dash. Chaos Storm comes out, but Pace flashes as Yehu drops it all.
Really good cheese from Busio there. Just sits in the bush. Pace doesn't expect that with the Hex Flash. They get his flash. And you can see both supports, I think, playing really, really proactive this game. I'm really happy with how both supports are playing. Keria is finally showing the strength of this Camille support, but I feel like Busio is kind of matching him pound for pound, finding his own angles as well.
The story of yesterday's game for KC, when they looked so good versus AJL, was Yike and Busio linking up and basically not allowing AJL to make any plays. Keria is one of those supports that is just so hard to track down, and I feel like Busio has been doing a fantastic job at tracking them. Sure, some of the skirmishes are not gonna go their way, but so far both supports have been super damn proactive on the map, and they have landed a bunch of kills for the team.
I think the annoying thing is Keria is so independent as well. It's like, we talk so much in League of Legends about jungle support synergy. I feel like a lot of the time Keria is just building the synergy around him with his initiation. And for now, 3 out of 3 KP for Keria, 2 out of 2 KP for Busio, the cornerstone of this game number 1 at EWC 2026. We look towards what's up. 30 seconds for the Dragon. T1 got the first. Setup is deep vision here on the bottom side, while Oner looks to be clearing his top camp, maybe getting a quick reset in so he gets the Thunder Sky / Titanic, and then move towards that second Drake.
And pretty much all of the gold lead on T1 is sitting on Doran right now, having a fantastic performance on this chase.
Oi, angle.
Although Kana is looking to try to cheese him here, he does have Yike and Busio on top side of the map, so even though Doran has full vision, if Kana gets the ultimate, they might be able to get onto him.
Has to happen now. He's got a flash preemptively. Doran thinking, hang on a minute, they're on a ward. Where the hell is Kana?
Oh, Yike's
Dragon's Descent going to get the flash from Yike, but it's a match. Doran wants to see it enough, kick into the wall. Shadow Dash as well. Doran looking for the trade, and he finds it! The Dragon wasn't enough. Doran's got one in him too.
Yike tanks one too many tower shots as his Q misses. To allow KC to get that kill, and Doran trades 1 for 1. That's a fantastic trade for the top laner of T1, and Kana takes another tower shot. I don't think a level 4 Camille can threaten a level 9 Shyvana, but T1 on the other side are more than happy to take the favorable trade top and the Dragon.
Yeah, KC, they recognize that they're not strong enough to try to fight for this Dragon, but the cross map does not go how they would have wanted it. Just the 1 for 1 here. It's a nice attempt by Yike. He wants to flash over and then kick Doran before he's out of the CC chain from Kana, but Doran has time to flash. He dashes onto Yike, realizing that he's tanking tower. He's able to trade 1 for 1 and remove a lot of that cross-map power from KC and making it a really good trade for T1.
It's so contrasting to MSI, where Doran was really copping it, and again from the community took so much bad feedback as the reason that T1 were finding their failure. Here at EWC, it's a completely different Doran. As we said, he's up in gold. He's clawed back some of the missed out from the trade kill, but regardless, Doran 2-1. It's a good story as top gets pushed in with Faker moving up to rotate lanes, and Busio now level 6, by the way. Stand United as he tries to get proactive as well.
12 minutes in.
Yay, we got
Shen
6.
ult coming up,
They're
which
in
is
the
kind of
same.
huge. On the Thunder Sky, on the Shinza right here, I feel like it's so important that Oner is allowed to build Thunder Sky first instead of Titanic Hydra, because he has a lot of champions that want to play directly on top of him. He does not need the Titanic Hydra to stick onto his targets, because his targets are sticking onto him anyway. So earlier power spike for the Shinza, and I'm pretty sure that Oner might be looking to fight.
Sonic Wave goes away from Faker with the fancy feed. He's got a turret under him now as well. Gravity field. Not going to be slowed down, not going to be stunned. Another Sonic Wave, but that one's going to miss. Oner's coming to cover. Casey have to leave.
Casey keep looking for these plays. And Busio is covering for Keria, but...
Yeah, he's got no mana. He's deep in this wave. Flash away from the stun up from Faker. Meanwhile, hookshot, walkshot, ultimate, Hextech ultimatum. On down to Kana. He's got no dragon to run on out. He's got the shield, the Aegis, saving him up. The Shen ulti as well. But an auto from Doran. He'll survive the one turret shot. He'll take the double. And Doran controls game one.
And it's a disaster for KC. Pace, he has the move. We've seen him be so proactive consistently on this Talia. As Faker wanted to be a bit cheeky, take away the blue buff. But now they're keeping back in on bot.
TP, so it's not going to be dodged, but Doran just jumps under. He's looking for his next kill. Meanwhile, Keria has the flash on Amber. Pace covers the tank up, but 2 turret shots will be fine as well. And Keria, yes, he might die, but it's more blood over to the carries that matter in T1.
What a heartbreak for Yehu right there. TP's right off the tower versus 3.
No mana. Faker's running for his life. Busio looking for a shadow dash. Oner's coming to cover, so that play on Faker will be mute.
I think we're starting to see some of the problems of KC's team comp. As how I would describe their team comp is it's very honest. You only really fight them if you are engaging with a fight with them. They have such short range engage with the Shyvana ultimate, with the Shen taunt, that it's only really going to be a fight on T1's terms, while they have the Talia ultimate to generate space, they have the Camille engage that can be so long, but now Kana finally with a TP behind Doran, no flash.
Dragon's Descent, this might be under the turret. He's already committed a TP for this. Kana's thinking, do I dive, do I not? Yike's probably calling it off, and there you go, TP now burned. Faker has an open wave in top that Yehu has to go and manage, but there are no more TPs outside of Kalist on KC.
That was a really nice communication right here. I think it dropped from Kalist. They pinked instantly Talia, falling into fog of war. So Kana gets the gist to not dive this one. And now we'll see again. Shen is literally in front of them and also gets interrupted by the Talia, right? It's not like an extra person got into the fight to make it a 3 versus 3. So unfortunately, KC lose the skirmish in numbers.
And a big problem there as well is just Kana's not strong enough on the Shyvana. He still doesn't have his first item, but KC found pace.
He's got nowhere to go. He's got a flash, but he gets kicked into the wall before that happens. Shut down. He doesn't want to burn it, and so he'll get punished.
Really clean CC chain there by Yike. Gives him no opportunity to flash with Kalist. Does he have the satchel?
Disrespectful walking in front of the face of Oner, but expects that the damage won't be followed up. Kalist still holds onto his flash as T1 try and choke this surroundings of Herald.
Kalist needs to be really careful here in rotation. Keria can easily solo kill him. He has the Sundered Sky.
Scatter doesn't work out. Look for Kana. No TP. He has to reset and walk there, but the play's going to be called off. T1 have a ward. They spot it. They see it going down. They disintegrate their play. Yike's going to get Herald, and it's a decent win for KC.
Yike has been active this entire time. He's got 100% KP on that Lee Sin. Every single play for KC that's resulted in the kill has started from Yike. And we actually had a lot of question marks. We've seen that Lee Sin banned versus KC. And we talked about the fact that when Yike comes to mind, Lee Sin doesn't. It's more like a Kha'Zix or something. And he has been doing fantastically well on the pick. That Talia pick on the top side resulted in the Rift Herald, which could open up that mid lane that will make it very scary for champions like Talia and Syndra to step up for a wave.
Yeah, I agree with you, Trouble. Yike's had a phenomenal game on Lee Sin thus far. And KC, they have some good news and some bad news. Kana has the Triforce, but Doran has Mana Mute.
Oh no.
So 2 items on Doran now, 2,500 gold lead, but KC, they still want to try to contest this 5 versus 5. They need to find and engage fast before they get poked down.
Look for the Doran poke. Speaking of, Pays walking in. Kana with a Dragon's Descent with an angle, but he's spotted out. Seismic shove, he might have to pop the ulti now with a Hextech ultimatum. Kana can't escape. Oner jumps in. Dragon out. Yike gets the kick out, but Keria will live. For the Dragon, the health bars not in KC's favor. It is T1 who hold the advantage, ready to walk in with such a big health discrepancy.
And that's 2 ultimates burned, 3 actually for KC. They're still gonna look to contest here. It's difficult. Keria's not there.
Sonic wave. Lee Sin can steal. Goes for Yike. First strike of the game. Oner pops his ulti, so Yike will die. But who's next? Doran for the follow-up, finds Busio, but he shadow dashes out. Fake up with the range. Flash ulti. Busio down. It's 2 members in the ground as T1 hold 5. They lose the dragon, but the fight's coming naturally to them. With Yehu up next. The dive easy. Keria ready to die for another kill that goes to T1.
And Casey attempted some fancy footwork to try to outplay that situation, but T1, they have the numbers, they have the damage. They're gonna get the kills, they get the mid tower, and even though they lose the dragon, make no mistake, they're in firm control of this game, as they might even look on Kana here.
Weaver's wall, Kana with no dragon. He's going to try and use the mini wave to stack that up quickly, but a seismic shot pays. Not going to find his target. It is a small movement from Kana to get him out of that kill shot.
A little bit miscoordinated in that dragon fight. Shyvana goes out while Lee Sin goes in, so there was a bit of a back and forth out there for Casey when they weren't necessarily sure who the target was, and through getting the dragon,
here we go.
They've lost 2 towers being top.
Gang squad's got to come in. 16 kills at 18 minutes. Want to build that bridge up.
Can't reach.
A little bit further away. Doran has a big bounty on his head if they can take him down. A bit more gold for KC as we look towards mid. Kerry's been tagged out. Kallis looking for the chokehold. There's the ulti. Going to bomber him a little bit here as a slowdown. Keria about to hit the ground. Meanwhile, KC finding a play. It's Keria down first as Pace gets a little bit low. Yike, low on the energy. Busio, low on the health. He too will drop. It will be a 1-for-1 with both supports biting the dust.
Both top laners TPing in. It's just a 1-for-1 for supports. You're starting to see the sacrifice that both supports made here with all these roams. They're so incredibly squishy and they fall down so fast. As we head into the replay here and watch this dragon fight, as Yike finds the steal, very, very nicely played by him, jumps out, but then after this is just T1's fight. They're able to chase them down. Faker flashing over, getting the ultimate onto Busio, taking him down, and a nice sidestep from Kallis here on the Scatter the Weak. And Yehu sidesteps the shuffle from Pace as well, but he still ends up falling with how much damage T1 has.
Come back to live. It's no dragon, but it's Baron coming through. Dragon's descent. Instead, we get a fight. Sonic Wave dodged by Keria. That was smooth. He ulties to dodge Yike, then flashes out.
But flash is so important for that Camille to get the hookshot flash onto vulnerable targets, and Keria will not have it available. Must be a sigh of relief for the next couple of minutes for KC, as they can possibly play a little bit more aggressive over in that mid lane without a tower.
Well, the problem is Scatter's going to hit. Yeah, Faker looking for the charge. 1v1. Chaos Storm going to sit on his head. Yeah, who's running for the hills while Paze might do the rest of the work. Faker just accepts that he's not in this fight anymore. Here's to Stand United instead. A 2v2 bridging with Faker in the rear guard. Keria comes back. Busio walks in, Scatter the Weak dodged by a Shadow Dash, and now that Shen ulti is down.
I think a little bit preemptive there, Busio with the ultimate. I think T1 weren't quite sure if KC was going to match them with the numbers, so it ends up being a teleport for the Shen ultimate, but you can see how T1 are able to continuously push in all these lanes, and KC are not really able to find a breaking point in T1's formation to actually get pressure off their own, as T1 is matching them every step of the way.
Love our observers zooming in. That is not a Krug, that is a Gromp, but he's got too much health for us to even consider that possibility. And he has not died to Krugs this tournament, so W Doran.
I don't know, man. He's 3.6k up, 5-1 and 3
he's not dying to any camp this tournament. Doran is actually so crazy.
The worrying thing is that I don't think he's dying to KC anytime soon.
He could fight like 50 Krugs.
Yeah.
At least.
50 Krugs versus Doran. Who wins?
And 2 KC members in the mix, you're right.
A content piece.
I don't think he's dying anytime soon.
I'm looking at Kana to potentially get a flank for these fights, because I feel like the range is very worrying, and T1 has been playing so careful here. Busio is looking for the flank.
It's his angle that could change everything. Oner walking over a bouncing bomb. Keria moving into position as well. That ward from KC giving them full information who's in the river. That won't be spotted out yet. Keria looking, feeling that Busio's nearby, but he's still hovering in fog of war. Maybe he's going to stop this back, and that'll be the minimum to play. Shadow Dash, Mega Inferno Bomb. No, it turns into success. Busio sneaky for a minute, pays off well.
And KC are showing creativity. I don't think we've really seen that much from them in the LEC. Really, really nice moves here from Busio. Yike might have gone a bit too far.
Yeah, it's a little bit greedy. Unleashing power from the Scatter of the Weak. Not going to die though. Faker's ulti now down, but the Raptors are going to go with it. Red buff as well. Full control on this bottom side of the map. 30 seconds before the Drake.
I don't know if I necessarily like that pick right there. You've got no Ziggs ult, you've got no Lee Sin ult, and those are tools that are very scared to try and take over for the next Dragon, which will be so point for T1 if they manage to secure that one. So yeah, really nice flag from Busio, but what do they have to actually use to get back into this Dragon Pit and contest yes, it's never 50-50 when Yike's in the pit, but he has to get there first.
For me, this pick and the aftermath of it more just speaks of the state of the game. The fact that you still lose your red buff and bot side jungle control, even when it's a 4v5, I think it just shows how strong Doran is. Wherever he goes, it's incredibly difficult for KC to be able to fight, as they're going to try to approach this bot side fight, but all it takes is one empowered shock blast from Doran, and I think KC's dreams are crushed.
Level 16, 3-item chase. Dragon begins. T1 hover around river with Doran dealing with the wave. KC are a 4-stack. Look at where Kana's coming from. It's still only a Trinity Force, but it's a Dragon's Descent up and available. Don't know how he lost his health, but it's meaningful. At 3k, Lee Sin can have a steal advantage as Pays walls them off. T1 on the third, Drake to pick this up. Dragon's Descent ready and willing. Sonic Wave stolen again. Flash out from Yike. Kana waits. He wants to use that ulti, but when? Use it to disengage. Unleash power not working out. Doran in the middle of a chaotic storm. He'll unleash his combination, but no one dying from KC is a gigantic win.
Absolutely beautiful execution right here. Yehu becomes the wall behind KC, and in front of Doran, doesn't allow the guy with a 4,000 gold lead. He's all the gold lead of T1 to enter that fight, which means KC is now playing in even ground. And when Yike's in the pit, I'm sorry, it's just never a 50-50.
At Trouble, I think we gotta apologize to Yike. I didn't think his Lee Sin was like gonna be it, but he has been playing fantastic this game. I feel like you can tell that KC has a really clear idea of what they want to do in every single fight. As Kana has no ultimate, I don't think he'll be able to chase Doran. Doran is 4,000 gold up. Make no mistake, it's still a very T1 favored game, but KC are giving hope to the crowd here.
They are indeed. How will that be shattered? Or can T1 get it across the line? Baron is up. For KC, as they hover around this top side of the map, it is Faker who continues adding pressure with Pays having immense wave clear through that mid lane as well. This is a quick reset, I believe, from Busio. His Hextech Ultimatum, I think it'll spot out. Yike's going to get the kick out, no scout of the week. Meanwhile, Pays gets choked out by Kalisz. Kalisz has been a quiet achiever this game. 1k gold lead himself. Rabadon's almost picked up. And every time T1 have to face check him, there is significant damage hitting them in the face.
And he's really close to that Rabadon, which is a huge power spike. He took Pays to half HP there with just the Phosphorus Bomb and the Minefield. So when he gets that Rabadon, he's going to be a real threat for T1.
Damn, why is this the best of 3? Oh my god. It's been so enjoyable so far.
Hey, we can complain about this on game 3 perhaps.
Yeah, we can maybe.
Right?
Maybe we get asked for a do-over, ask for a remix, so we can get 4 at least.
Yeah, both teams just agree. Let's play again.
Yeah, let's do it again. I was just going to bring up that Kalisz, I thought he was backing for the time being. It looks like he's waiting for mid-wave. Wolves.
Doing the wolves.
He's still in jungle.
That's a good sign. That's a very good sign.
He's there, right? You think?
Yeah.
Let's see. He moves back. He's looking for next mid-wave. Oner going to be a threat here on the Scrying Lord. 4 members of T1 moving up. Faker has top push as well. This is dangerous for KC.
Yeah, they're picking Baron right here. This is the classic. T1 will rush Baron whenever they can, even on timer. They're not letting Ziggs get his death cap, and now KC are forced to face check.
This is a TP from a Shojin recently picked up with the Dragon's Descent up and available. KC have blinking health bars against T1, but Baron's going to go down. Now, can T1 escape? Hunter on the chase. Yehu with the Protobelt. Keria starts it off with a flash. Oner gets slowed down when Wind comes lightning. Shocking Wave doesn't hit. Dragon's Descent. His 2-man fear running in. Kana sacrifices his life, but what's the payout? T1 already get 2. It was revenge, then turned sour as KC fell.
It's either a flank or you can't get on top of it.
Like
T1
this is a good shadow dash. Pays going to flash away, but T1 are manipulating the fight. Faker comes in, unleashes power. Kalisz is going to drop. KC thought they could pick the number of the fight, but T1 turn it in an instant.
And it's a tailless all this time. It's the T1 Baron Nashor. KC wanted to punish them for it, but they ended up walking too far. They didn't have the damage. T1, they built their gold lead from 4,000. Double it to 8,000, get the Baron Nashor, they're taking the towers, and with that you have to feel it might just be game.
Not yet, but it does feel like the door.
Look at top lane, look at bot lane, look at mid lane. They've taken anything that's outer base with 1 Baron. Right after the fight, there's been no reset right here.
Doran POV.
Look at this one more time, man. That EIE absolutely stops KC dead.
And I mean, Doran is just standing there auto-attacking Kana. That's how much damage he's doing with this 3-bit item chase. As we come back to live, Kana has no dragon, and Faker has all the range and the execution. He's 4-1-4. We haven't talked about him much, but he is hitting shots from afar. Busio's going to be up next. And game 1 is in the books.
T1 is slaughtering KC here. It's 5 versus 3. They can look to open up the base. I think Faker wants the base. Oner's low on mana, but they really have the freedom to do whatever they want on this map right now.
I don't find Doran.
Don't think Yike wins this.
I think Doran knows that he wins it. He's going to flash over, kick away, but Doran has a shock blast, an acceleration game to speed him up, and Yike is going to have to try and Sonic Wave and safeguard his way out, but Paze is going to find him eventually as well. Yike will die. Soul will not be there, but Soul point for the stats. And T1 will take everything and more, just like they did in the previous fight.
I think it all comes down to this Jace pick. The fact that Doran was able to get it, I think the Shyvana pick that Kana tried to pull out, not been successful. It's not been the Kana that we're used to seeing.
Yep.
He was losing lane up until, from minute 5, really. Never been a strong point in this KC lineup, even though Busio tried to play around him, tried to help him out. They were losing every single skirmish just due to the fact that Doran was so much stronger, and their cross maps were denied by Doran as well. And I think going into game number 2, you really need a winning matchup for Kana, because I think that's the biggest avenue for success that KC can exploit, because we see now if Kana's strong, if he's comfortable, then the rest of T1 are flying.
T1 have been so good at playing with their reigns that KC have never really found the wombo combo that we set up over in draft with Ziggs, Shyvana, and Victor all one on top of one another. And they are actually very, very strong. They might look here.
They're going to try and find Doran finally. Mega Inferno Bomb, but he's running for his life. Here comes Pace with the Weaver's Wall. The kick up against wall. Doran finally going to die. Shut down over to Lee Sin, but meanwhile the base in tatters with 2 carries running amok. Kalis can't even get on out while KC going to try and fight. But meanwhile, Pace is just taking over. KC getting destroyed. Oner's going to find the rest in base. Keria is smurfing as the dragon comes out. But just like in the end of Skyrim, it will be slain.
And it's a lot of fighting. To be honest, if I'm going to cope a little bit here, this was not that bad for KC. This could have been the end of the game here, but due to the fact that Faker died and Pace died, T1 will not be able to do anything much more than getting the top tower, the mid inhib. Don't get me wrong, it's still 12,000 gold lead.
Yeah.
But the Nexus remains
still
alive.
up. The Nexus is up. We've already seen once in this tournament the Nexus being up, the most important thing. So, you know what? We can cope for a little bit longer before T1
I'll give you more.
Bring us.
It's only the middle inhibitor that's fallen. And it's the
True.
easiest one to defend.
And Oner might be overstaying here as we head into the replay. Let's see this. I mean, they go for Doran. They recognize that if they just let T1 siege, they're going to be completely outmatched. A really nice flash Sonic Wave there from Yike to catch on to Doran. And they take him down. Pace goes to help out his teammate alongside Oner, but Kana gets the fear onto Pace. He's able to take down Pace alongside Busio, and this really saved the game, because if Pace lives here, he can just join Keria in the middle lane, and they can just end this game together.
Also, meanwhile, huge play from Kalis taking out
True.
Faker, because
So much damage.
Yeah, even Keria would have probably ended the game right there. They had the numbers in the base. The TP coming through, looking for Doran again.
I mean, finding Doran again, still.
Shen?
Bit of gold on his head. Kana waiting for the Dragon's Descent. Good Shadow Dash, and the Ray comes through from Yehu. They get the kill again. Kalist is also able to defend the mid-wave. Guys, let's cope more.
I'm telling you, this wrapped down bot lane can hold waves forever. KC could potentially be pushing out the waves constantly. As long as Ziggs is alive, it's really hard to push.
It's a great pick from KC, but Kana might be the one caught now as Pace is ulting behind. They're TPing. KC want to fight.
Shen's on the way as well. TP advantage going to bring in the numbers here for KC. Kana survives for now as well. Puts out that Dragon's Breath. Yeah, who's going to die first, I feel. He flashes away. Oner looks for him and burns him down. T1 are taking a 2v4. They need to kill Oner, but they can't do it. And doesn't this just tell you the state of the game as Pace dies? But Oner has health. They 2v4'd that. They took down 2. And as Keria makes 3, it is Kalist next up with a Hextech Ultimatum. A triple kill for a Camille support.
And Pace played that so incredibly well. Kalist tried to be the hero for KC, but it's not enough. Faker's going for the end. Yike wants to try to save it. Maybe the game isn't over just yet. Let's see the death timer. It's 15 seconds on Yehu.
Don't look top, Jack. Don't look top.
Sonic Wave.
I think
Golden
Faker might be dead.
You're right. He's probably dead. Unleashes power. Yike has a GA, a second life. Oner comes on in. Never mind. It might not be enough. Yike, the last to fall. 41 kills in game 1 of our semi-finals at EWC. T1 know how to put on a show, as they're not done quite yet. Faker a little bit low. Pusio's defended. It's a shutdown on Keria, but Oner's on the Nexus. It's only a best of 3, but T1 in the heads of Paris for free. A shutdown, sure, but T1 destroyed in game 1.